Hey fishers, we've got a fair bit of activity around us. We're pretty happy with the situation at the moment. I've mentioned it before, we're in that changeover period between the summer, winter, the native fish slowing down a bit, the trout coming on. In saying that, we've got huge amounts of activity up in the Snowy, the Yukonbean, the Threadbow. Those rivers are fished incredibly well at the moment. The spawn run's well and truly underway as we speak. There are quite a few big brown trout getting caught. Most of them are on the old glow bug nymph scenario. Double nymph rigs seem to be working a little bit better at the moment. There's enough rain up there over the last couple of days to put a bit of colour in the water. The fish have absolutely moved right up through the system, so it's fantastic. Anyone wanting to catch a trophy-sized trout is probably the ideal place to be. If you're into the trolling situation or fishing off the bank, the dams up there are not too bad in the troll or bait fishing, but a little bit slower than what the rivers are, which is natural for this time of year. But you'll get your fair share of fish without too much trouble at all. Couple of reports from Talbingo which weren't too bad. Trolling with a Ford fender, using lead line's going to cover it a lot better than what just straight flatline trolling will do. Or lead line and a black creek hopper will cover the options exceptionally well. So as you can see, we've got a bit of activity up in the Snowy. Tumut River, excellent. We're real pleased with that. There's plenty of activity there. Most of the fish coming out of there are small rainbows, 30, 35 centimetre stuff. Drifting worms, flicking little bladed lures around, selters, vibraxes, which is a preference, seem to be doing the job quite well. A little bit of activity there. Blowring's a little bit on the tough side. Burrinjucken getting some pretty respectable reports out of there. They're not going crazy by any means, but they're trolling a few cod. Getting some nice yellow belly still on the little 3-inch black Berkeley grubs. They seem to be slow rolling them around the timber still and getting some reasonable catches. You should get your 5 or 6 yellows for the day without too much trouble at all. 35 to 45 centimetres seems to be pulling them up, so there's not a lot of big ones getting caught. The redfin there are still in big enough numbers. The reports I'm getting around that Carroll's Creek area isn't too bad at all. Murrumbidgee River down around Wagga, how good is it? Absolutely fantastic. Fair bit of colour in it after that rain we had, but what's happening there is it's still clear enough to spin, and I think you'll find you do better now than you would when it was really clear, simply because the fish aren't quite as shy. So it's plenty clear enough to spin, but it's sort of just on that border, if you know what I'm saying. Bait fishing, very good in the river. Lake Albert, still fishing well, and that does surprise me, but they're getting quite a few out of there. Anyone trolling or casting off the bank, jackal type lures, anything of that nature will do the job. Bibless crankbaits, in other words. Small stump jumpers if you're doing a bit of trolling. Bait fishing out there is quite okay. Worms, yabbies, doesn't seem to matter a great deal. Hume Weir, getting a few yellow belly. There's a few patches of fish getting caught down there, mainly on grubs. Well, when I say grubs, I mean the 3-inch Berkeley Gulp black grubs, slow rolling them around the timber. Got a few good reports from down the coast. Marimbula, the estuaries are fishing quite okay. The flathead are slowing down a little bit. There's a fair few whiting out around the front or the mouth of the estuary there, and a few big jewfish getting caught. The offshore scene's not too bad. The odd yellowfin getting caught. Same with Bermagui, Narooma in that area. A few marlin, a few yellowfin. The water temperature is still a little bit too warm for this time of year. It's hanging around that sort of 22, 23 degrees. It should be about 18 and 19 at the moment. Then the yellowfin and the bluefin might fire up. But anyway, that'll happen in the near future. Well, this is the Compleat Anglers Fishing Report. Catch you next week.